and there will be a new U.S. Open champion. As this video is brought to you via the Doctrine of Fair Use to Fair Dealing, as well as the Digital Millennium Act. I'm your host, Good Energy. I give you the rundown on tennis coverage every day, and we're going to take a look at the match that just concluded. Coco Gauff loses to Emma Navarro in 3 sets, and I'm going to break down what I think happened. Let's start with the first set, ladies and gentlemen. How about the very first service game for Coco? She had 3 double faults in that service game. She would end the first set with 5 double faults, losing. That's right, 29% of her first serves, 59% of her second serves. But I think the key there was she struggled to get her first serves in play, only 50%. Now, for most of the first set, she was winning in the 80 percentile range of her first serves. She ended up winning 71% of her first serves, which is pretty darn good. Emma would have a ton of break points, though, and Coco had one opportunity to convert. Emma would save it. Emma did very, very good in pressuring Coco. She had 4 break points in her very first service game. She would get 2 more throughout the rest of the first set, and she would just convert one of the 2. Emma overall had 1 ace, 0 double faults. She won nearly 80% of her first serves in that first set, 76% to be exact. And the key there was the unforced errors, 21-8, as well as winners 8-5. As we moved on to the second set, and why don't we skip to the you want to skip to the third set? Now, listen, guys. The security at the U.S. Open, I go every year. It's normally very good. It's very safe, right? But this, I think, rattled Coco a bit. I would have loved to see this match end with Coco, the best defender statistically in the game right now. I would have loved to see her go out on her defense. In case you missed the match, when Emma held 5-3 in the third set, all of these kids rushed down to the bottom to get an autograph. Now, of course, they're thinking Coco. They're thinking Coco possibly on the way out will sign balls. But listen, if you don't watch matches on Arthur Ashe, when most players lose, they're not signing autographs. They're just not, because it's that loser's walk, so to speak. 99% of players that lose on Ashe do not sign balls. It's a lot different from, the stadium courts or the side courts where you're leaving, the fans are right on you. Between your bench exiting and where these kids are positioned, it's not like it's 5 feet. There's a great distance to have to stop and go out and sign balls. But nonetheless, when you're losing a big match like that, especially on Ashe, most players don't sign balls. But the thing here is, as the fans were rushing down, Coco had to stop play. And I felt that really disrupted her momentum. Everyone was cheering and screaming. Security had to come down, and they had to remove all of these kids, bring them back up to their seats. And it was a big disruption. And the reality here, security's got to be better than that. And whenever I've gone to Ashe or the U.S. Open overall, security's always great. And this was unacceptable to interrupt Coco's serve like this because of the kids running down for autographs. And I felt Coco never recovered. She started her last service game off on a bad foot. She lost the first point. Double faults plagued her the entire third set. She had 11 double faults in the third set alone. And although Emma Navarro played an amazing match, let's give Emma full credit. She's an amazing talent. She's one of our best Americans we have. And the reality here is Coco's going to drop in ranking. Emma Navarro has the opportunity to be our top-ranked American. I've been saying nothing but good things for her for a very long time. And if you follow the channel, I've been covering her matches on the ITF, bigging her up for a very long time. So it's good to see the fruits of her labor finally paying off, because I've been talking about Emma Navarro for a very long time. And the people that really follow the channel, they understand that. She's really made her leaps and bounds on tour the last 2 years, guys. And I've been covering her matches for beyond that. So the reality here is Emma played a very good match. But if we take a look at Coco's mistakes, guys, 19 double faults. She lost the match by 4 service games. She gave that away in double faults. I mean, come on. Coco gave the match away. Let's just be honest. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit later about her going really big on the serve. And the reality here is, I think that in a grueling match like this, I did not like what I heard Coco's camp say. Coco's camp said tire her out. And I don't think that's a good strategy. If you follow the channel, I've been saying maybe 2.5 years ago, I talked about how Emma Navarro had issues with her stamina. That hasn't been the case in a long time. She's you can fix your stamina. If you have stamina issues, you can fix that. How do you fix your stamina issues? Well, you work on it. You go running. You have to increase your endurance by increasing your pace, your output. You have to train harder, train longer. You can fix stamina issues. Make sure your diet's proper. She hasn't had stamina issues probably at least the last year of me watching her. She had them early on, so to to hear her camp, Coco's camp, say tire her out, I felt that was a very bad game plan, because the reality here is now that Coco's going much bigger on the serve. She's going huge on the serve. 125 miles per hour on the serve, and now you want her to just work defensively and just tire other players out. That serve is tiring her out. And I 11 double faults, guys. It takes a lot of energy. And any players here, it takes a lot of energy to go big on your serve every time. She had a 119 mile an hour second serve. That's that's not common. It's not common. It's not likely. And most players just aren't doing that. 119 miles per hour on the second serve. I mean, she went big all day long, and I just felt in that third set she was actually tired. I don't like the game plan, to try and tire players out. If you take a look on the other side, Emma Navarro's game plan, it was simple. Carry the momentum through each point. No high bounces on the second serve. Simple tactics. And I just feel that Coco, I don't want to say it's time for a change in her camp, but if Brad, I mean, if David's still available, I mean, David Witt, if he's still available, I think you have to pick him up. I think he is I know he's with Tiafo, but I think he's the best coach out there that's available. Is he still available? Can anyone confirm that? Emma's camp, all smiles, all celebrations. But listen, guys, you see how security is there. It's not most players that lose. I mean, they're starting already, right? Because of the big commotion of the kids running down, interrupting Coco's serve, Coco not signing balls. Who signs balls when they lose on Ash? It's just not. I mean, come on, give it a break, guys. You're finding every little thing to criticize one of the classiest players on tour that fights for people's rights. Huge philanthropist. She does so much for the game. She's an amazing, classy young woman. You guys are just looking for anything to criticize, and I think it's ridiculous because when Coco wins, it's the usual suspects that show up and show love and support. But when Coco loses, it's like, where do you guys come from? You come out of the woods to talk trash about Coco. You really have integrity issues, and you really need to check yourself, because with Carolyn Garcia going online and saying that the bullying, the disrespect online, it's reached an all-time high, and I'm going to put my foot down. I've been putting my foot down for a very long time on this channel. We don't allow you to come here and talk trash about players. You're not going to disrespect players. If you want to criticize someone's game, talk about the double faults, how they can improve and get better, talk about the match is fine. But to nitpick on little things and bash people's character, not going to happen on this channel. This channel's too small for the hate and the ignorant comments. I don't do this for likes or money. I don't make money off of YouTube. Newsflash, okay? With the time that I spend covering tennis, I'm not making money. I'm doing this for the love of the sport and the love of these classy players. So for you to come here and waste your time to talk trash about them, we're not going to do that here. Show all of these players respect. These players risk their lives. They train all day long to play and be professionals for the sport they love and put on entertainment for us. The least you can do is in defeat be graceful and classy, just like these two ladies hugged at the net. Coco takes the loser's walk. Now, I do want to take a look at the second set. 3 double faults in the second set. That was her best set in terms of productivity, in terms of double faults. She got 52% of her first serves in. That was her best productivity in terms of first serves in play. 76% of her first serves won. But listen, guys, she won 92% of her first serves in the third set. I just think the serves that she didn't get in play, it's tough to go big every time. And I would love to see more situational serving, going out wide, jamming the body, good placement, you don't have to go big every time. That's Brad Gilbert's MO, and I just think I don't know if that's the right coach for her. He's an amazing coach, but I just think being a defensive player, that already enough alone takes enough of your energy to go big on every serve. She's averaging the most double faults she's ever averaged for her career. It's not working. The match against Vavara and Svitolina, she leaned on her serve. The serve was working. When the serve works, she dominates. But when the serve is not working, she has to overextend because she's making mistakes. She's giving away free points. She has to play harder on defense. And I think is not she didn't get tired in this match. Her stamina is amazing, but I feel you'll have more energy not having to play harder on defense to make up for the mistakes on the serve. So Coco's in tears, and look, I'm sad. But look, I see the numerology. I knew what was going to happen here. You know, it's a fact. Whether you want to understand it or not, I can see. I told you guys, there's a lot of money on Emma Navarro. I can see the numerology. I saw the writing on the wall. But nonetheless, we're going to cheer for Coco, win or lose. And the reality here is, I think she beat herself in this match. 19 double faults in a round of 16 matches. It's way too 19 double faults, and she only lost by 4 service games. How good is she? You got to be pretty darn good. The average player give away 19 double faults. That's four. That's literally that's. Why don't we just round up? That's 5 service games. Like literally, that's she gave away 5 service games and only lost by 4 service games. How good do you have to be? Unbelievable. Now, Emma Navarro in that last set, 57% of her first serves in play. She won 67% to Coco's 92%, but she did make it up on the second serve, winning 92% of her second serves. Coco, she didn't sniff out a break point in that third set. While Emma had 4, she converted on 2. And the reality here is, listen, guys, in that third set, the unforced errors, I just felt Coco got a little bit tired, guys. 22-10, winner 7-4. A lot of mistakes. You combine the unforced errors and the double faults. In the second set, she was able to level things. Winners were tied at 5, unforced errors tied at 17. I just felt she was really efficient in the second set. When she was down, what was she down 4-2? She run off the last 4 service games. We kind of felt she could do that in the third set. But I just felt just the distraction there with the ball, with the kids coming down with their balls. That really made her step away for about 2 minutes. She walked on the line. She was ready to serve, had to get off the line, came back to the line, walked again from the line. What a tough match. Emma Navarro, though, classy things to say in the post-match interview. You saw the fist pump. Not too big of a celebrator. And listen, guys, you know, a lot of comments, people saying she's got the best advisors. Listen, guys, Coco's a multimillionaire. She's got the best advisors. All of the top 10 players have really good advisors. They have really good coaches. They're all multimillionaires. They can hire any type of specialist or coach they want to get the results they need. Now, Emma Navarro, she's just been on the main tour for the last couple of years. She went to college. Now, listen, guys, she doesn't win every match. She hasn't won a slam yet. You know, she's just really having her breakout season. And the reality here is I think she's going to continue to get better. But to say that she's arrived on the big stage, I can say, yeah, when you make it to the quarterfinal in a slam, this is her first quarterfinal appearance, she has finally arrived. But prior to this match, I don't know. I think it's been a work in progress, and the support I've been giving her entire career, I'm glad to see it's finally paid off. To make the quarterfinal of the U.S. Open is big. I say it all the time. The U.S. Open is the biggest slam. Wimbledon's the historic slam, right? It's the historic. Everyone knows that. It's one of the most classiest. But if you want to be a star in today's tennis, you have to do well in the U.S. Open, and essentially you have to win it if you want to be a big household name in tennis today. And I think Emma, she's a sleeper. I do think she's going to struggle against Paula Badosa. I do think Paula Badosa will beat her, though. I think Paula Badosa has the backhand, the stamina, the deep balls, and the power to overpower Emma in these exchanges. I do think Coco going so big on the serve and having to overextend on defense, I think that's taking away a lot of her power on the backhand. That's just my personal opinion. But she said classy things about Coco. She said, without a doubt, I do believe Coco will come back here and win the U.S. Open again. I do believe so as well. I do believe she will win the U.S. Open as well. I was a bit disappointed to hear Coco talk in some of these match interviews, just stating that, whatever happens, happens. I don't really like that attitude because when you want success and you want to win, you have to see it and believe it. You have to really believe it. You have to speak it into existence. And I don't like that kind of talk because it's kind of insinuating that you're going to lose. And the reality here is she lost today. Now, Emma did say classy things about Coco. She always does. They hugged at the net. They're good friends, and I just think Emma's respect for her peers, her other American players, I think it's amazing. She's a classy player. I've met her, and I just think I have nothing but good things to say about Emma Navarro. She played well today. I felt, again, it was a simple game plan, simple strategy, and I just think Coco beat herself. But nonetheless, Emma Navarro wins. Congratulations to Emma. She's going to take on Paula Badosa next. I do think Paula Badosa will win that match. I think it's going to be a tough match for Emma. Coming off of Marta and Coco, 3-set matches, your body's going to feel it, guys. Believe it or not, she's going to wake up. She has the best resources, so I think she'll be prepared. But I do think Paula Badosa will be a little bit fresher. Emma signs balls. She is victorious. A very brief celebration, guys. And that concludes our coverage for this match here. We do have other matches coming up. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, more matches to play. Sabalenka, stay tuned. Emma Navarro defeats Coco Gauff. The match summary, 19 double faults is the story. That's going to be all over the blogs tomorrow. Yes, I do think Coco beat herself. She literally gave away 5 service games and only lost by 4 service games. Reduce those double faults in half. I think without a doubt she wins the match, ladies and gentlemen. 79% of her first serves won. She still outwon Emma on the first serves. And look at the break points. Emma had 12 opportunities, and a lot of those were just the free points that Coco gave out. Coco was literally down 15-30 in every service game. And the battling back that she did was just simply amazing. The bottom half of the quarterfinal to be played. I did give out the predictions for those 2 matches. Stay tuned. I'll cover those matches. I do think it's going to be a tough match for Dana Vekic, but can she get revenge? Stay tuned. Elisa Mertens, I just don't feel she can beat Sabalenka. And from New York City, I'm your host, Good Energy. Comment below, what do you think went wrong? I'll see you guys soon.